Friesen. I operate Friesen Motor Service Radiator Shop, which is a division of the company my son and I operate together. This is my radiator shop. This is where we take radiators that are leak or plugged or need some type of repair, and we do that. I'll show you some things about what we do here. Mostly, this is my office. This is where I'll take a radiator after it's been cleaned. I'll show you that process in a bit. Put it in here, do the repairs, pressure test it to see whether it leaks or not. And if it's good to go, we'll hit the paint it back up, and call you. So your radiator's done. The radiator comes in for a couple of reasons. Generally, either it's really dirty and not cooling, or most common, it'll have a leak in it. And so before we do that, we clean them up, get all the grease, debris off of them so the solder will stick, and then we'll find the leak and fix it. First step goes into a washroom. Is the vat room, also known as the sauna. I thought about, for a little extra income, putting some redwood benches in here and selling opportunity to sit in here, because inside of here is 180-degree water. On a day like today is not bad. You still get steam, but you get steam at 105-degree day in here too. So if you really wanted to just really soak it all in, you could sit on the redwood benches, pay me $10 each, and this would be kind of a great little thing for me. I'm working on the ambiance. Anyway, what it does in here is clean all the oil and stuff off these radiators, so that one of the biggest enemies of soldering is oil and dirt and grease. And so I'll take it out of here, rinse it off in my wash station, and then it'll be ready to go into the fixture for repair. And it all goes back in and gets cleaned some more. This is the wash station I was talking about earlier, and I thought it'd be an incredible demo shot if I could get the cameraman to stand in here while I hose it down. This is the flow of water that I have to wash the radiator out, which doesn't seem all that big. When you do this, it has quite a recoil on its own, and it tends to aerate and move the dirt on out, and that way you can get a nice clean radiator. There's a couple different types of radiators. There's a copper brass radiator, which is what this is. It's in the stand right now. I do not have any plastic tank aluminum radiators here, although you find those in a lot of the newer equipment. Some people think you cannot fix a plastic tank aluminum radiator, and that's not the case. If the tank cracks on that, you can repair the tank, replace the tank. If you get a hole poked in the radiator core for some reason, I have epoxies that will allow me to repair that so it can continue to be used. Okay, most of the radiators that you see here are out of either tractors or combines. It's the season. We're coming to fall harvest, and this particular company I was talking about from Kansas wants to have their combine radiators, especially there's ones that they have for sale, up where they're ready to go. And these are all out of one combine type or another. Going to a plastic tank aluminum radiator is not a result of trying to make radiators worth less. In a lot of the newer vehicles, cars, pickups, tractors, combines, off-road equipment are operating at higher temperatures to get a better efficiency in the fuel burning system. And what that means is we need a better way to cool the engine. And aluminum will cool an engine, disperse heat much quicker than a copper brass radiator core. And so they've gone to that. Also, one thing I've never seen in an aluminum radiator, I've never seen the white calcium deposits that are so prevalent in a plastic tank, or in a copper brass radiator. The chemical reaction is just not there to do that, and so they generally will last longer than a copper brass radiator. Once I get a radiator in a stand, the reason you put it in there is so you have control over the direction you need to turn it. This particular stand, you can turn this way or this way. We can turn it upside down completely, and in order to get it any repairs. If we want to know if it's leaking, okay, we're going to look at a couple of things here. This particular radiator, the one that's been in the lift, has got a seam leak, and it's a section from about 12 inches long in this area right here that is leaking. It's not an uncommon leak on a radiator this age. This one has been repaired once before and it's leaking in the same spot again. And so what we're going to do is get some things out of our way so that we can fix it. One of the first things you got to do is get this out of the way. And so before you fix anything, you start taking it apart. And if the guy's standing here watching me work on his radiator, this is the spot where he gets nervous. I start tearing his radiator apart and thinking, wait, I didn't bring it here to get it torn apart. I could have done that at home. I got it down. I'll probably spend about 45 minutes getting the rest of this out and get it clean, but that's going to take a while. And I get really messy when I do that. So. It's a bit warm. Here's where the leak will be. Down in here, well enough. That's what a seam leak looks like. And it can look more, and it only has about 2 pounds of pressure on that. And as you can see, it's a massive leak. It's just water with a powdered fluorescent added to it. It makes the bubbles easier to spot. You can see bubbles so small in this tank, you would not probably have a leak in a radiator at all. It's how small I can find it. This lift right here will handle a radiator that is 65 inches wide or tall and up to 1,000 pounds in weight. And it has the same ability to take a radiator that size and move it in this direction, or to roll it completely over with this device, or we can move it back and forth with this. Which, if you're dealing with a radiator of that size, the biggest one we've had in is a 675 pound radiator, and if you can imagine that being suspended over here and this rolls over into the tank, to be able to turn something around easily with that allows you to deal with some of the bigger radiators without hurting yourself or someone that's helping you. And this allows us to do the big radiator. So when you tell me that you have a radiator need fixed, one of my first questions is not how big is it, because there's if they get too big to fit in here, radiators start coming in sections, and the sections of radiators will fit in here. So it's been I've used this quite often. We use one of this size. This one would never rust out.